hold it up to the mic. What's this from? Hocus Pocus?
I've heard it in like different Halloween special episodes of like cartoons and stuff throughout my life.
Mm-hmm. It's taking you right back.
It reminds me, it's from Rocko's Modern Life Halloween.
Oh, a Nickelodeon joint.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
It's my favorite day of the year. I love it.
You're loving this year's Halloween vibes.
It's feeling spooky. It's finally, like, usually it's hot as fuck in October in LA.
I know it's suspiciously cooled off.
Yeah, it freaks me out a little, but I'm going with it, and it feels crisp, and it feels very 1978 John Carpenter's Halloween, which was filmed in West Hollywood, set in Haddonfield, Illinois, based on my town, Haddonfield, New Jersey.
But filmed in West Hollywood, California.
Orange Grove, off of Sunset, between Sunset and Fountain in West Hollywood, and then Pasadena.
Got it.
So both locations.
Love that.
But it feels very like crisp. My parents were in Philly last night.
How was it in there?
Good, but they sent me videos of Halloween decorations on the street I lived off of in my town. They drove through it, brought me back. Made me emotional.
Wistful?
Yeah, it just made me like realize how old I am.
Well, that's the true scariest thing about Halloween.
Age.
Yeah.
Mortality.
I've been in a place of like...
Old.
Yeah. I think with my leg, my calf being continually pulled.
I keep forgetting that happened to you.
No, and it's still underway. Like I have a literal compression sleeve on right now to just try and compress.
Did it depress you a little?
Yeah, I think whenever I have like any sort of injury or illness, like it is depressing, but I'm going to take back my power and go to physical therapy and see what can be done about getting back into tip-top shape.
You're also having like a 365 party girl excursion to Europe.
Yeah.
So I think that'll rejuve you.
So by the time everyone hears this, I will be in Rome.
Clip-clopping.
But walking probably cautiously and slowly over the cobblestone streets.
You should wear like chic
clothes.
Sneakers.
Yeah. I go chic in Europe.
No, I know you go chic, but I mean, don't worry about like...
Oh, no, I don't. I worry about what can I walk in the best and then act accordingly. Because I'm trying to get steps.
Yeah.
But no, it's just like, I don't know. I was in like a place of jowls this past weekend.
What?
Yeah.
Were you fully Elizabeth in the mirror and...
A little bit. I was like, what's this?
What are you talking about?
You just notice things.
Tings?
You notice a few things that
Take
like weren't there
tings,
before.
Please. You have no jowls.
No, it's not for you to say.
Okay.
Everyone's jowls are their own.
I'm not going to tell you.
You have things that you think that I don't think, but telling you that you aren't doesn't make a difference for you.
No.
Correct? Yeah.
That's what body dysmorphia is.
Yeah. So
you're in a place of gravity is hard.
Gravity is horror. And so I don't need much else when gravity's doing its thing. I don't really need much else to be scared of because that's scary enough. When your skin, when your skin elasticity is slowly...
Isn't it wild?
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think when you get to like 35, it's like, okay.
Yeah, but then I was reading something that says like around age 44 and age 60, you do like a big aging jump, like where it truly hits you just suddenly. Like those are the moments in a human's life. So I'm now worried that I'm like doing a pre-jump in that moment. Like one day,
it's literally
like
contact.
when I turned 31, my friend Jason sent me a huge funeral arrangement flower thing as like a birthday joke.
That's cute.
And it was really cool. I had it like in my apartment, but I was allergic to something in it and I didn't know that. So I woke up the day after my 31st birthday and my eye bags were all swollen and my face was swollen, but it was an allergic reaction. But I just thought, oh, this is it. Like, this is how it happens.
It happens overnight.
Yeah, one day you're just a ghoul. I was like, well, I am 31 after all.
That is crazy. I guess it's kind of like growing pains as a kid. Like one day you just like shoot. Like there was one day when I was a child and I was puberty was like on the horizon and I was going through like my first initial growth spurt and I woke up one morning and I couldn't walk. An entire day I couldn't walk. And
too painful?
I literally could not walk. It was so weird.
That is weird.
And like my mom thought I was faking, but she had to like carry me into the doctor and she was so mad at me.
I would be pissed.
But then they were like, yeah,
what like spiritual thing must have been a fit in that moment?
I don't know.
What did the doctor say?
He said I was going through a growing spurt. So my body was like
you stiff,
neutralized. But my mom was like, oh God. And she picked me up and carried me. And I was like being carried by my mom. I literally could not walk. I wasn't a sickly child, but when I had shit, it was weird.
Yeah.
Like the seizures, the pancreas, couldn't walk.
I'd be like, God damn it.
But I worry about I guess that the body is crazy. It can just go into like overdrive overnight.
It does kind of what it wants.
Yeah.
You try and be like
proactive
or
healthy.
Think that you're doing things, but then you get to a certain place where you're like, oh my God, like I've sat because I like sit this certain way or like because I do these things over and over, my body is adapting and I might just be like hurting it. Like I think about being like, what's going to happen when I'm like 70?
You'll probably...
I'm just going to like, when you literally like step and your leg just cracks.
Oh!
No, like 7-year-olds I feel like people
They're
are always
cracking.
falling. They're cracking
They're
breaking their hips. They're like falling down, breaking
Carrie
their
Bradshaw
wrists.
had to get a hip replacement at like 50.
I know. She did the age jump.
You take care of yourself though.
That's what everyone thinks. But I also have like a bad leg. I know we don't need to get into my leg, but I do have like
you're
a
talking
bum
about
leg.
the heart.
Tony.
You are feeling the line between this world and the next very heavily. The veil, at this time of year, every year, the veil begins to lift. And on Halloween, there is no veil. It's the line is gone for that day. That's what Hallows Eve is.
Yeah.
So like you're feeling sort of like caught in between
my veil with myself and my own mortality feels thin.
All right. I mean, you just turned 40. I think that happens.
You don't need to
everyone.
analyze it. It just is what it is.
I'm not trying to analyze it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to be supportive.
Yeah.
I think you're fine, but
no, I am fine.
I honor your fears.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of times where I'm walking through Hollywood and I feel like Demi Moore as Babushka in The Substance. I literally feel like her.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I'm at a gay bar, I feel like that. Are you pissed?
No.
Oh.
Do I seem pissed?
No, about me. I wasn't trying to analyze you.
No, I moved on.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
Are you... Like one day I'm worried I'm going to wake up and I'll have Oxford shoes on.
You might realize suddenly you're in a place of like cardigan and little Oxford shoes. And that your pants are up here with a cinch with a belt.
I kind of do that when I'm home though. When I wear like gym shorts, I like put my gym shorts up to my like tits. I wear like high-waisted like gym shorts, like a woman in the late 70s.
Or like a old man from like the 40s at the gymnasium working out.
Those looks are kind of chic.
Yeah. It's as chic as you if you're rocking it. There's ain't no thing.
I'll never grow out of Halloween.
Well, I hope your Halloween is incredible. I hope it's the best Halloween yet. What's the best Halloween you've ever had in your life? Like the one that you're like, God, that was like through and through, just like beginning heroin, to end. The best Halloween that you're chasing that dragon forever.
Honestly, my senior year of high school, we had a uniform. Halloween was one of the few days where we could dress up. So only seniors were allowed to wear
out of uniform
Halloween costumes. And I dressed like Where's Waldo.
That's a good costume.
And there was a party. It was like on a Tuesday night, or it was like early in the week, but there was a big part. We had the day off the next day for All Saints Day. So it was always like a holiday. And there was a big party at this field on the outskirts of Philly that we always drank at. And there were like 10 guys, and we all piled into my friend's car, and we drove drunk, like 10 of us in a car to deep
field.
Philadelphia. And just raged. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then we like lit dog shit in a bag on fire and put it on someone's.
God, you really got into some shenanigans that year.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I was always TPing.
Well, doughy white blobs are washing up on the shore and no one knows where they're coming from.
Ew.
Mysterious white blobs have been washing up on beaches across Newfoundland for over a month, and Canadian authorities are investigating. Lots of flotsam and jetsam are washing ashore, lumps of white material often found covered in seaweed, sand, and pebbles. The blobs have been appearing since September 7th.
Like someone tried to bake bread and done a lousy job, according to local resident Stan Dobe.
Ew, they smell like vegetable oil and it's like old dough bread.
Countless amateur sleuths, wannabe scientists, and concerned citizens have put forward their own theories. Let's see the theories. Ew.
It's God's cum. That's my theory.
If enforcement, what the fuck?
Fungus, mold, palm oil, paraffin wax, or even ambergris.
Perfume.
Oh.
A rare and valuable substance produced by whales and used in the perfume industry.
Whales are having the substance moment undersea.
What if it's aliens?
Probably. It's not a sea sponge. It does not have any biological material, says the Canada Department of Fishery and Oceans.
So this has been going on for like a month?
Yeah, over a month.
There's better not be people whaling.
Well, they said it doesn't have biological.
Creepy.
It's like they're not made from petroleum, hydrocarbon, petroleum lubricant, biofuel, biodiesel. They're in a testing phase. They're in a blob phase.
Who's they?
The people in Newfoundland. The people who are dealing with blobs.
Maybe there's some sort of like secret lab in Newfoundland that people are creating something.
Off the coast.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's mysterious. The mystery deepens. Oh, 2 people communicated in a dream for the first time, recorded.
Wow.
Lucid dreaming.
Is this like verifiable news or?
Scientists claim 2 people communicated in their dreams in a world first. California-based startup REM Space. Of course, it's a California-based startup that designs technology to enhance sleep and lucid dreaming, reportedly exchanged a message between 2 people who were asleep.
The company used specially designed equipment, which included a server, an apparatus, Wi-Fi, and sensors, but did not specify the exact technology. They were in separate homes, the participants, and the REM space researchers beamed a word created through a unique language between them.
Yesterday communicating in dreams seemed like science fiction. Tomorrow it will be so common we won't be able to imagine our lives without this technology. It opens the door to countless commercial applications, reshaping how we think about communication and interaction in the dream world.
This will be used for evil. Undoubtedly.
Yeah. I mean, I believe that probably many people have communicated through dreams for a long time, but if they're doing a startup around it, good on them. But I've lucid dreamed. Have you ever lucid dreamed?
I think so. Like if I'm like napping or something, like a quick deep REM.
No, lucid dreaming is where you control your dream.
No, I know, where I feel like I'm like, I know I'm asleep, and I like know what's going on.
But it's like when you like decide
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm
what have you
saying,
done in your lucid dreams?
like gone down like a slide or something, or like moved like down a hill or something, like knowing that I'm in a dream.
But have you had the lucid dream where you're like, I'm now in control, I can do anything in my dream that I want?
And I guess not that to that extent.
Oh, okay.
You've done that?
Yeah. I feel like that is, I think, is what they mean by like lucid dreaming, when you like control your dream.
So I was just doing like Lou dreaming.
You were just doing like kind of like regular dreaming, but heightened.
Okay.
Like we were like, oh, this is a dream, mayhaps. But like lucid dreaming is like,
But you really like took the reins and like you
I
went.
practiced it in boarding school with Jocelyn. We like read about it. We read books about it. And then it was like, if you want a lucid dream, you have to like kind of meditate on your hands for a while and like think about it ahead of time. Like before you go to sleep, like go to sleep with intention. And then when you're in the dream, you have to get your hands out. You have to remember, like, first you have to be able to identify, like, oh, I'm dreaming right now. But then you get your hands.
As like an identifier.
Yeah, and you turn them. And once you can do this in a dream, then you can do anything you want in the dream.
I guess if you're like enduring what you were enduring and you needed like an escape.
Yeah, it's just something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it was like, then you're in full control of your dream.
You should be used as like by the government as like remote viewing.
I would do a remote messaging with someone dream style.
I think we're in a city for that.
Yeah. Remscape, if you want to get in touch, I'm down.
We'll sponsor you, or you can sponsor the podcast.
They sponsor the podcast. Yeah. There's a new exercise pill that replicates the effects of running 10 kilometers.
I'm taking this. This is sick. So they just want to completely eradicate all movement, right?
I don't know. What does it say?
It releases hunger-suppressing chemicals and clears fatty acids in the blood.
The drug is called Lake.
It artificially controlled the amounts of lactate and ketones.
It's in human trials, so you could sign up. It mimics the body's natural metabolic response to strenuous exercise and fasting.
The molecule brings the body into a metabolic state corresponding to running 10 kilometers at a high speed on an empty stomach. Great.
So it basically is a way to make your appetite decrease. It's like an appetite suppressing hormone. It's not like meant to get you like in running shape. It's like, it's not meant to like replace movement. It's meant to like treat people with like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. It's like an Ozempic alternative, essentially. It's a little misleading of a headline.
Well, that's the Daily Mail for you.
It just makes you less hungry. It's another option.
Well, like probably puts you in like ketosis, right? Where you're like just burning everything.
Maybe. Or it just ups. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if ketosis is like a hormone.
I tried keto diet.
Did it make you stinky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did not do it properly because you're supposed to eat, you have to like really follow like a strict, like make sure you're eating, like hitting all the foods that you're supposed to be eating. And I didn't.
What did you eat? Just like salami?
Yeah. And I had, not to get gross, but I had the most painful constipation I've ever had in my life, where like I almost had to like went to the hospital. It was,
yeah, if you're not eating any fiber.
I was like white. I was at work and I had to leave. It was like, I literally was as white as a ghost, and my boss went, "Are you okay?" And I went,
Certainly
"No,
not."
I said, "I'm so constipated." And she goes, "You need to go home."
Yeah. That's an immediate release.
Yeah. I remember that because then I remember seeing the same day I saw Terminator Dark Fate. And I remember being like truly at the theater, and when we all went. And
you were in mid constipation hell?
And because that's why that movie was so harrowing and healing for me, because I was in like a place of white as a sheet, constipation.
Wow. What did you do? Just get off the diet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately started eating fiber.
Yeah.
Careful out there.
Careful out there when you
Keto's gross too.
When you
no
think that a
offense.
diet is just like, no diet is like you can just eat salami and then get really thin.
It's disgusting.
Keto is not like that.
Yeah.
The true keto is like you eat like a bunch of different things and like lettuce.
Well, that's...
No, you were on the Carey O'Donnell salami diet.
Yeah, I was on like...
It's a 1-day diet.
I was on Mr. Deli diet.
Nitrates and like cheese cubes.
It was disgusting.
Carey.
It was nasty. But I learned.
You had to learn the hard way.
I was literally so sick.
What else were you eating?
I mean, I was eating vegetables. I just was not eating enough. And I...
Like, walk me through like a day in the life. Be like, what I eat in a day on like the keto diet.
Those like packets of like prosciutto and like salami. Not
prosciutto and salami.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you like tell a gay about a keto diet. They take to Whole Foods and then go get like prosciutto and salami.
Yeah, like that shit.
No, then what else were you eating? Was that breakfast?
I would just have that for lunch. And then at night I would try to incorporate veggies.
Like what was like a typical nighttime meal?
You know, I don't remember fully because it was like a month before COVID. So I feel like my memory got sort of like...
It got erased.
Yeah. But I know I was eating way too little of what was meant to be eat and just sticking with
You were
meats.
sticking with like pure... You were in a place of hamon.
Yeah. I was in a place
You were in a
of
place of like... You should have just gotten a ham leg and then a deli slicer and you could have been pushing the prosciutto and just slicing.
Yeah. I felt like I was like...
No wonder you felt like shit.
I felt like I was like Scottish.
That's not even Scottish.
Like I was like eating just like haggis, essentially. I know, I was like literally Stregonona, like Miss Butcher herself. Queen of the deli.
You were literally, you went to a place of like the cured meats diet.
Working at Cartoon Network on a show and just like eating salami in my cubicle. And then literally one day having like violent constipation.
Yeah.
And I was so ill. It was bad.
The salami diet strikes again.
And then I was so ill. I was ill in a way where then like when months into COVID, I was like, maybe I had COVID compiled with my salami.
Maybe. But I think maybe you just decided that keto meant that you could eat only salami and prosciutto for like 3 days straight. And the body keeps the score. And your body literally said, I don't think so, babe.
You're going to have violent, sharp constipation.
Yeah, because you literally made like a poop sausage in your gut.
I'd like my stomach like calcified.
It sure did.
Sick. Well,
should we talk about some other calcified blobs?
Yeah. I'm Carey.
I'm Lara.
And you're listening to Sexy Unique Podcast. O.C.U.N.T.S. Halloween.
It's mammogram time.
Mammograms are the vibe in this episode. Heather has weaponized mammograms
against everyone.
Her plan all along was to be the victim, and I thought it was really cunning and good on her.
It's your right as a woman to use your tits as a weapon against everyone around you.
Totally.
But specifically other women.
Her vibe was Heather was very disturbed, which it is actually disturbing that Gina hasn't had hers. Well, Gina just turned 40.
Gina just turned 40, so you're supposed to get a mammogram or start getting them when you turn 40.
But Shannon goes, I haven't got one in 10 years. I was like, well, maybe you should.
God damn it. This pissed me off because Shannon being such like a health wellness person, which actually she's probably one of the least healthy and least well / most unwell people on this show.
Do you think she maybe doesn't believe in them or something? Is she part of some like crystals can cure me thing.
It could be that she is
like, oh, my witch
suspect
doctor.
of like radiation. Because I
Okay.
guess that could be, I'm trying to think of like what like Topanga Canyon crazies would say as like a reason to not get a mammogram.
I feel
And
like she would
maybe
be
it
like, my witch doctor's going to do it for me.
Yeah, I think it's like, oh, radiation exposure.
Yeah.
But then also I think it could just be like medical avoidance.
That's true. Jen is clearly avoiding as we learn.
Yeah.
So Heather gathers Gina, Jen, and Beador to go with her to get mammograms.
And Jen reveals in the waiting room that she noticed a lump 5 months prior and has just been too stressed about everything going on to like get it checked out.
Jen's too stressed about Ryan's alleged FBI surveillance and Dawson sitting in his car outside.
Gina goes, 5 months ago? And I was like,
5 months ago?
I hate when people do that kind of shit.
5 months ago, Jen? What the fuck? Also, earlier, they talk about Alexis, Shannon going, well, I sent the text to Alexis. And Jen goes, I was with Alexis when she got it. And then Shannon goes, oh, really? And I was like, you set that up. You planned that. Don't lie. You guys all
Yeah,
planned
that was
this.
like a gorgeous thing that production, like they were issued call sheets that day.
Alexis wrote, hi, Shannon Beador. Considering you're going to England, surely you can pay $75,000 to my future husband. I was like, he hasn't even
Touche.
proposed. He hasn't even proposed to her yet.
But he gave her a promise ring.
I know, it's
A
just
promised ring.
a promised ring.
All the ladies get in and get their tits squeezed. Been there.
Jen's lump is confirmed that it's probably something to do with an implant.
Yeah, it's probably like scar tissue or something from a surgery.
They do an ultrasound of it and they don't think it looks cancerous. So Jen's very like, phew.
Jen's in the clear. Other people get ultrasounds because of their dense breast tissue. I've been there. I too have incredibly dense breasts.
What does that mean?
There's just a lot. They're
Tissue?
dense. There's a lot of density in there. They're deep. They're full of
you have
breast material.
So you have deep tits.
You have extremely dense tits. There's just a lot of secrets in there. So you could just have density, heavy little tits, or you could be storing cancer that no one can see because they're so dense.
It's a lot to deal with.
I know. Heather is given a spot of bad news, I would say.
Heather, because of her family history and her age,
and her dense breasts.
She has a 40% chance of.
Okay, let's just be factual about what they said because this comes up later, and I clocked it.
Madame Web.
You're simply going to your husband's funeral right now.
I'm Miss Peacock.
You're in mourning.
Yeah.
They say Heather's estimated cancer risk is 39%.
The normal.
She later rounds it up to 40.
Yes. The normal, for her age, the normal risk is 11%. So she's, somewhat significantly higher, but it's because of her family histories. But she is very shaken by this.
Yeah, I mean, girl math, that's like almost 50%.
Yeah.
I don't love those odds.
No.
You have some choice. You have some decisions that you have to make. I think at 39 to 40%. No?
Angelina Jolie got a preventative.
Yeah, because she
mastectomy.
tested for the BRCA gene, I think.
It was like 90%
That's like
certain.
that's like a confirmed, like,
you will get it.
You're getting it. You literally are. They go, congratulations, you're America's next top cancer.
You're still in the running to becoming America's next. So she is in her waiting room and everyone at the end is like woohooing. They're all like slapping hands. Shannon's like, I'm all clear, girls.
Of course she is.
And then Heather goes, I'm a little upset that no one asked me about how mine went.
Yeah, no one asked.
So Heather she got what she wanted. She knew that she knows these women well enough to know that they're very uncurious and none of them are going to ask how you're doing.
But also, To their credit, they heard Heather whooping it up and going, Heather very loudly goes, yay, when Gina got like a clean bill of health about her
No, I know,
breasts.
but I love it because I know Heather's so smart that she knows that she can use this against them.
Yeah, she's waiting. She's waiting to see what everyone's reactions are. And then once it becomes clear that no one is asking her, in the back of her mind, she's like, please don't let anyone ask me. Like, I hope they don't ask me. I hope they don't ask me. I hope they don't ask me. Ooh, they're getting close. Ooh, Shannon's looking at me. Don't ask. And then no one asks her. And then she can go.
She goes, yes. She literally goes home and like faps off to that.
Yeah.
She's literally like, oh, no one asked me.
She goes, I don't have to talk about me and Terry's divorce because now I have this ammunition. No one asked about my breast cancer.
It's literally that
risk.
It's literally that.
Not even like, they didn't even say you have cancer or you have a lump. It was just like, you are very at risk.
Yeah. Like I have to get like moles removed because they're like, you have potential to have cancerous moles. And it's like, that'd be me being like,
no one asked me about my mole. I ask you about your moles.
I know. Well, you're a good friend.
Thanks.
But Heather is it's very that meme of that girl waiting for her cheese during COVID. Remember the picture of the guy being like, you know, been an hour, no one's come around with our cheese yet. And remember that of like the wife at the getting like cases, they were getting tacos and it was like there was a shortage in cheese. And like the servers, they weren't wearing masks and the servers were like not coming over to them. You just see the woman going, it's very Heather.
Yeah.
It's like you're seeking this out.
You are. This is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you want people to be concerned about what it is you're going through,
be like,
you should tell them about your cancer risk.
But she's a pro. She knows it's a good plot.
Yeah.
So Katie has never been to the UK and she didn't know England was an island. And I need to say something. I'm tired of these daughters being pushed on us. Katie's daughter and Tamara's daughter. I don't want to hear from them. And I don't want the fact that they have their own confessionals. Sorry, that's where I'm about to lose my.
I think we're at the precipice of like a daughter revolution.
I don't want to see it.
I think you're not going to have a choice.
I'm all about daughters in general, but in this instance, children should not have their own confessional. Children should be seen and not heard.
Exactly.
On these
shows,
shows,
the words right out of my mouth.
Unless it's like, you know, once in a while they drop in and go like, and then walk out. But like, I don't care about your teenager.
No, me neither.
And they should not have their own confessional and they shouldn't have a joint confessional. Not only does this girl and what's Tamara's daughter's name?
Who cares?
They have their own confessional.
Yeah.
And I think I have not been with this show since I was in high school to be at this point as a 35-year-old gay man
who
wearing
pays
a veil
taxes,
on my head, who pays my taxes.
A married man. Tax-paying married man in good health.
In moderately good health.
Some questionable moles, but they're just keeping an eye on them. The bad ones have been taken off.
I don't need to be sitting here watching someone be silly, some teenager be funny in their confessional. No. I like Katie. Her daughter seems nice. Don't want to see her.
Amen, sister.
Tamara, I don't want to see emo girl.
I don't want to see Shelby or whatever her name is.
Shelby wearing a newsboy cap, being emo. Get out of my fucking life. Get out of my life!
It's a cheap ploy to get out of actual work.
You're right.
You're making a minor step in and do the job for you.
Growl.
And I don't appreciate it. It's child labor.
You're also diverting attention away from you. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You and your whatever dysfunction you're hiding, child, put them in front of the camera. Good distraction.
Also, to me, it seems like a cheap ploy on Bravo's part where they're like, well, we're not getting anything good out of this. So we're just going to like turn to the daughters now and hope that we can milk something out of them. And I'm here to say, I see exactly what game you're playing and I don't like it one bit.
I'll say two can play at that game.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
I don't know. I'll have my own confessional. Shannon's packing for London. The thing I really don't like about...
Except I do like Shannon's daughters.
Yeah, they're fine. Oh, whatever. Because they're like parentified and traumatized.
And they've been in the fold. Like they've seen hell. They've been through hell and back.
These two girls, this is their first season they're on, and they're getting their confessionals. They
haven't earned their stripes.
Brianna, Vicky's daughter, she paid the piper.
She did. She almost died.
She almost died.
So we could live.
And she has Vicky as a mom. So she is
There's certain daughters that I'm like, okay, you're okay. But certain daughters, I'm like,
and Brooks.
Really?
Brooks is fine.
Yeah.
But he's like, I don't have a confessional.
I think maybe he does sometimes.
Oh.
Misogynist, Carey O'Donnell at it again.
Gay misogynist, rampant in the gay community.
No, there are just certain kids that are fine and certain ones that need to have a little more work to do.
The thing I really don't like about this episode is all the accent comedy. Shut up. Shut up. It's not funny. When Shannon Beador is trying to be funny, she's not funny.
No.
You're not a comedian. Your life is a comedy.
She's a doyen of the screen and the stage.
Your life is a tragic comedy, and that's what's funny. When you're just being yourself, you don't need to try. Because when you try to be funny, I go,
yeah.
Is that mean of me?
No.
Her going like, oi!
I don't want it.
I don't want to hear Dos Amigas comedy. Will certainly not be paying to see you in Vuki.
No, that's a show that I wouldn't even go to for free.
You couldn't, yes.
You would have to pay me to go to that show.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, is not necessarily out of the question.
But I don't want to hear accent comedy.
No. What we need to talk about, like, Shannon's sweater cherry cardigan. That was a cry for. That was an immediate 5150 for me.
What's her daughter's name? Stella? Daughters at home.
Adeline and Stella are the twins, and then the other one.
She's Sophie too?
Sophie.
How many Sophies are there?
Who else is Sophie?
Isn't Tamara's daughter Sophie? Oh no, Sophie. Sydney's the one.
Sydney.
Okay, yeah. I don't. Shelby.
She's more of a Shelby to me. She'll be Shelby from here to forward.
Her daughter's like, she's pulling out clothes to pack, and she's like, "What about this one? It's a really good one. I want to wear it in the UK."
Shannon's being a sexless, sad clown.
I think this is what is bothering me, is that she's a powerful woman who I know is like, can stand in her beauty and her like shapeshifter sexiness, but instead she goes, oh, and I know she's better than that.
This is like, she's in her no sex having Teletubby era.
Well, she needs to stop, because that's not who she is.
I know.
She's a sexy lady.
She is.
And when she pulls out those little like kind of, those little like the numbers she wore at her tea party, that's
she looks great.
She's frumpy dowager.
I know. I'm worried.
I'm fucking
Her daughter should have flown in.
Her daughter was worried.
Yeah.
Her daughter went,
when your mom enters no sex having Teletubby, this is a crisis. I'm on my way.
This is a crisis. She's like, what about this one? And then she pulls out the hideous cherry, and her daughter goes,
I wouldn't even dress like an animal in that.
It's like,
just wear like a fucking black turtleneck.
Yeah, wear like a Diana, like Mario Testino, like, black and white.
Yeah, or just like keep it simple. Like camel overcoat.
Why'd she do that?
I don't know.
What is she doing?
She's spiraling. She's at her most cry for help. When I saw the cherry sweater, I said, oh no.
I really think we could talk to her in this way, and she would like,
she'd be real.
And she'd know that we were saying it out of love. Because I do love Shannon Beador.
Me too. I think she's a national treasure. She needs to get her fucking shit together. And it starts
with that cardigan.
It starts with your outfit. It starts with the outfit.
Tamara's packing, and she goes, what is it like? She goes, I've heard it's gloomy and rainy over there. And I go, Tamara, you went to Scotland.
Tamara, you're such an idiot.
You went to the castle.
Tamara and Eddie full hate each other, right?
Yeah.
They hate each other.
There's a lot of, there's vibes.
They make, like, there's a moment where he kind of like makes a joke or there's like a weird passive aggressive moment and she goes, okay, let me tell you about the tea party. And I was like, way to move the scene forward, Tamara.
Tamara goes, what's it like? She goes, I've heard London. I heard there's rain there. I'm like, really? And Eddie's like, well, the last time I was there was in November and it was rainy then. So
good combo.
Good conversation. Although I went to, the last time I was in London, we went for Thanksgiving and it was so cozy.
It seems really cozy.
You know what? Can I tell you, this was one of the best days of my fucking life.
What?
My parents and I took the red eye from Philly to England, got there in the morning, checked into we were at an Airbnb, but the first night we were there, we were at a little hotel. We checked in and we took a 4-hour nap. And I was shared a room with my parents. They were in one bed, I was in the other. And we napped for 4 hours and then got up and it was night. And we went to a pub. And I was like, I know it sounds psychotic, but it was nice.
That sounds not psychotic.
And like for some reason, like I felt like a little child, like napping with my parents. Felt taken care of.
The only thing that would be better is if there was like a fireplace in the room.
There wasn't one, but it was cozy.
Yeah.
There was one in the lobby.
I need like a bedroom fireplace. There's nothing cozier than that.
And then we went to a pub and a British woman hit on my dad in front of my mom.
Wow. What did Dorothy say?
She went, she's trying.
Confident queen. Jen and Ryan FaceTime.
My mom looked a little better than the one that was hitting on my dad.
She's like, oi, right. You single?
Oh,
you single?
My mom was just sitting there with her
looking for a good time.
Looking for a good time, girl.
Jen and Ryan FaceTime. Ryan.
Where is he? Is he in Vegas?
He's reverting to like.
Where is he? Why are they FaceTiming?
I don't know. He's probably in Vegas, but you know he's guilty when he reverts to like kind of acting gay.
What do you mean?
Like he was like, how was the tea party? Like, what happened to the tea party?
He's like, sis, spill the tea. Wait, did you see Meghan McCain went full arbitrator this week?
No, what did she do?
She tweeted, this is your final warning. I fuck with me again and I will spill the tea.
To whom?
I don't know.
She's just in general.
Yeah, someone.
Scary.
But I just heard it in the arbitrator.
She's arbitrating. No, like Ryan's like,
yeah,
you know how the girls are, like, but, and I'm like, what? You don't care about this woman. You don't care about this woman's friends. You literally care about like,
you know how the ladies are.
Who the ladies are? She might use it against you later.
Shut up.
I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. All you care about is titty fucking.
We're haters this episode.
I know. It's okay.
All you care about is titty fucking. All you care about is slapping those titties with your dick.
That is. And then he goes, well, she's like, I hope Tamara behaves herself or something like that. And he goes, if she doesn't, it's #tacky. And I was like, okay, you're guilty. Whatever they're saying that you're guilty of, you're guilty because you're going gay. You know what I mean?
It's like
it's a straight man trying to be like friendly, reads as gay, and then that means guilt. That is how that all works out.
Straight man?
No?
The straight man urged
to gab with you like you're one of the girls when he's never done that before, and then suddenly he's like, well, you know who Tamara is, and you're like you're fully in trouble with the FBI.
Like he's trying to disarm her by being a little gay.
He's trying to disarm everyone by being like friendly.
That's like if I've ever like been walking at night and something and like there's a woman in front of me or something and I like want her to know that I'm not a threat, so I'll like walk by really quickly. And like kind of, you know what I mean? You want to like disarm, you want them to be like. I thought you
were going to say you're like, hello? Yes, girl, what? Well, like I thought like staging a phone call.
I just like,
you go.
Yeah, like I just, sometimes I've been in moments where I'm like, if it's like, I don't want the woman to, I want her to know I'm on her team.
You're not going to rape her and kill her.
And
yeah.
I'm one of her. Yeah.
Yeah. I do imagine though that like a tall man walking by unexpectedly quickly
I don't like run up. I don't go like boo. I just like I walk like around and like
You cross the street.
No, I'm like on my phone. I don't like do it all the time, but
no,
there's
I know.
certain times.
I know what you mean. I'm just imagining like,
hey girl, yeah, what's the tea, sis? Not you doing that. Oh my God, hunty.
You go, oh no, they didn't.
Oh my God, faggot, love you. If you heard that, you'd be like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Tamara and Eddie are still talking, and then he's like, they keep saying little bitch over and over, which made me really uncomfortable. Like, to me, that also was, I'm offended. And I don't ever get offended, but
What are you offended by calling Ryan little bitch?
Yeah, like saying like little bitch over and over is like somehow incredibly offensive to me.
I hear you.
Eddie goes, do me a favor on this trip that you're taking to England. Don't get in fights with little bitches. I was like, what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
And she goes, yeah, little bitch. And I was like, you guys are crazy. You
guys are weird.
So dark-sided.
You're freaks. They take JetBlue Mint to England, which literally
that looked cozy.
Was everything to me. I kept forgetting Emily was there.
I know, she was real.
She faded.
She faded into silence after Jean's Gate. Jean's Gate silenced her.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
She was silenced by the jeans.
She was.
And the oversized leather jacket.
For some reason, it felt like no one was on this flight except them. But I guess there
was one man like behind near someone. I saw his partially bald head.
For some reason, I looked up because I was like on my phone for some like taking notes, and I looked up and I saw a flash of JetBlue Mint. It looked like none of the lights worked, and it was just like dark.
It was a dark Mint. The ladies all meet at the airport, and they get it on Mint, and then they
tells Gina to stop talking like a British person.
Yeah, when the producers had enough of Gina, that made me happy.
Yeah, they arrive at the Londoner hotel.
Shannon seemed faded on the flight. You think she popped a couple Xannies?
I think she drank a few like vodka crayons.
Yeah.
How long is that flight? 10 hours?
10, 11 hours.
She got tanked.
She seemed like...
Emily brushed her teeth and then swished it with Dr. Pepper.
I think she's just being funny.
I think she was a little drunk too.
I think everyone's like a little fucked up.
Heather was drunk. She took to the intercom.
I think everyone got like fucking shit-faced.
Shannon, when they arrive at the hotel, Shannon goes, "Hi, I'm Shannon Beador, the Duchess of Corona Del Mar."
Shannon's gone full sad clown mode. She tumbles out of the car. They go, "Shannon, that guy's hot," who's like opening the door, and she goes, "Stop!" And then she goes, "Whoa!" and like rolls out of the car, barrel rolls out and lands on her feet, and then she's like, she wants to be unfuckable to the world.
What if? Yeah, she's punishing herself, and she's better than this.
She really is. You can be silly and sexy.
Yeah.
They're not like totally different. I'm like,
look at Lucille.
I'm like, case in point. But
look at this tall glass of water over here.
Look at us. But Shannon's going like, she's like she's edging into like fart comedy.
She could be like Lucille Ball. Like she was cute and silly. You can do that. You don't have to be like Aunt Sassy.
She's gone Aunt Sassy. It's Teletubby mode.
What if Shannon is...
Jeff Lewis should be a better friend to her and relay this info to her.
I'm sure he has.
He probably has.
What if Shannon becomes like a late in life lesbian?
Then I think she would swing to the other side of being deadly serious.
She'd show up in a leather jacket with a turtleneck.
I don't even know if it's like leather jacket. I think it's blazer. I think it's like a blazer. She's like a deadly serious nautical lesbian.
Blazer over the shoulders, walking in with a middle part, just showing up to the quiet woman. You know what I love about Heather Dubrow when she introduces herself to like the staff? She goes, "I'm Heather Dubrow." Hi, Heather Dubrow. Hi.
A first and last name introduction.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Heather Dubrow. Nice to meet you.
Their penthouse, I noticed, was next to a construction site.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love that.
They probably got a good deal.
Ladies.
I wish they had stayed at like
the Savoy.
Yeah, or like, yeah.
No budget.
No budget. At least they're abroad.
Yeah. They put cards in a bowl to choose. The tea looked good.
Shannon gives everyone a Burberry scarf.
I want that tea service. I think I'm going to try and have tea in Rome or Italy. They must do it somewhere.
British tea is great.
I've never had it.
When you go to London, when you do go, you have to go to Claridge's.
We'll go. So they put all their cards in a bowl, choose rooms, and then they go like settle into their rooms.
I just went like this.
You've become the lady in the hat.
Literally just went like this. Like when no one was looking.
This hat has changed you. Fascinating. The opium room makes me sad.
Everything makes me sad.
It's not a great...
They also go, if Shannon's so like money...
Shannon's out here saying that she doesn't have the money to pay John. It's always a different story with Shannon because I thought it was just the principle of like he gifted me this money and now he's asking for it back and I'm not going to pay him.
I have more respect for that over the money, faking.
Yeah, because she clearly does not have money issues.
No, she's buying all them Burberry scarves.
Also, like the amount of money it costs to pay a lawyer to like. And even like that lunch she had with her dad where he was like, oh, there's no way you're paying him back. Like, we'll fight this to the end. Mm-hmm. That to me reads as like, that might cost even more money than the $75K.
Heather and Tamara are rooming together and Tamara goes, ooh, we're going to be naked in my room. And I was like, cool. Okay.
Tamara. Did Tamara suck the pie off of someone's feet? Who did that?
Tamara sucked
pie off
Jen's foot.
I just had a visceral memory of that.
She shrimped. Heather and her talking. Heather's like, I feel like Shannon manipulated me in Sonoma because she went on Jeff Lewis and when he asked her if she thinks John heard the crash, literally, like outside his, and didn't come help. And Shannon said, you know what? I haven't really thought about that. And Shannon came to Heather crying saying, I basically have evidence that he did know because I sent him that ghoulish, bloody photo at like going, look what I did. Mm-hmm. And so I think he knew and just didn't come help me and like set me up. And so Heather feels lied to. And I'm like, no. Shannon goes on that show and didn't want to blow up his spot.
Yeah.
She didn't want to like make it worse. So she said, oh, I don't know. You know, I've wondered about that, but I'm not sure for sure.
I haven't really thought about it, Jeff. And I was like, that to me read as like, don't ask me more questions about this specific
But
night.
Heather's making it about her and being like, she lied to me.
This was weird logic.
Why are they always coming for Shannon?
I know. Give Shannon a fucking break.
Give Sassy a break.
But what I do think was a damning admission and what I don't like is that Shannon said on the Jeff Lewis show that it was a loan. Like she said, he was like, was this money gifted? And she's been representing that it was a gift all along, that now he's being like doing takebacks.
She's verified. She's confirmed.
And then she said, yeah, I needed money. And I said, I wish I could get a low interest loan. But then I realized you have money. And so it was a loan.
Yeah. So she's basically like not doing any favors to her case.
I'm also like, just fucking pay and move on.
Maybe she is broke as fuck.
Also, like,
I thought David.
It's really trashy to me to get plastic surgery that you can't afford. No?
I think if you're like from your partner, like paying for it.
If you're like, I'm hard up for cash, but like what I would love is to spend $75,000 on plastic surgery.
I don't know what her deal is. I don't know what her financial situation is because I think she comes from money. We've established that.
Like she's not, the direct deposit isn't hitting at the same time every month. So
maybe David Beador is.
He's like fronting her. I don't know. It just seems, I'm like.
Because doesn't David Beador have money?
I don't fucking know.
Who knows?
Maybe she's not getting any child support because her daughters are in college now, so she doesn't have as much money as she usually had, like monthly.
And Daddy Storms can only pay her a certain amount every month.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm also like, then why don't you just save your money and get your facelift when you can pay for it? Right?
Well, she looks amazing.
She looks incredible, but I'm also just like, I'm in shock at that kind of move. That just scares me. It's very Jen coded.
So the women head to the River Thames for like a speedboat, which looks really fun. It reminded me of Spice World.
I liked this. The rocket boat.
I wouldn't want to get that water on me.
Why is it disgusting?
Yeah.
Is it the Thames River?
Thames is dirty.
Or is it Thames?
The Thames.
It's Thames?
Yeah.
Confirmed Thames.
Confirmed from a Brit.
I know.
I think it's like famous. It's like historically filthy. In like the medieval times, it was like poop.
It's poop.
It's very close to Sen. Quote me. Don't quote me, but I think it's pretty. I don't think it's right. Isn't it kind of dirty? Yeah. Or one of our producers.
What are rivers for if not to just dump all human waste in them?
True.
They have to do a bucket hat photo shoot, which I hate this kind of shit.
Yeah.
It really annoys me when like someone's like, we have to do this like stupid thing on vacation.
Shannon goes, I don't want to sit alone. I don't want to sit alone. So Jen's like, okay, sit with Katie.
I'm not going to sit by myself.
I wrote Shannon's a hoyden.
She's reverted to like annoying childhood version.
They point out that the original London Bridge is in Havasu. Remember?
Havasu?
Havasu. Vuki got hit in the head and then they...
Oh, yeah.
And I think they went there on Vanderpump.
Oh, they certainly did. We'll never forget that.
That was girls' trip.
It was girls' trip to Lake Havasu.
That led into Scandival.
Yeah.
That was the first fuck. Mm-hmm. The first fuck of Christmas. They have dinner.
The boat looks fun. To Heather, I go, lighten up. She goes, I don't find this fun at all. Everyone else is having a good time.
What? She didn't like the boat ride?
She hated the boat.
Well, then don't go on it.
I love a boat.
I think boats are fun.
I like a slow boat. I like a fast boat.
You've got like a cheery Brit woman leading the charge, being like, "Here's the original British London Bridge."
I like a small boat, big boat. I'm in.
I had a romantic date on the London Bridge once.
Really? What happened?
We just got drinks and then walked along the foggy bridge.
That is romantic.
He was British and he was sexy.
Did you make out on the bridge?
Yeah. Yeah, doll.
Hell yeah, brother.
He was like my little British boyfriend when I was abroad.
Really?
Not really, but we were seeing each other. Mm-hmm. We walked on the foggy bridge.
I love that.
He worked in industry. He was a finance guy.
Oh, love. Was it high stakes drama?
No, he was really emo.
Was his work stressful?
Yeah.
Katie's glam squad traveled with her.
I just was like...
You're fuging at times.
This episode?
A little bit.
Really?
But I'm letting you.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I'm used to you being a little more loquacious. And then I feel like there have been moments where I'm like, how do you feel about that? And you're like, bad. And then it's like...
Maybe I'm in a kind of a dreamy mood
today. You're in
a
bit of a Halloween zone.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's the hat. I think
she can't always be on.
You're in a place of the hat's on and the answers are monosyllabic. And I accept it.
You know what? A gay can't always be on.
Gay can't always be on.
I feel forced into...
I love it can't always be on my job, on this podcast, my work.
I was making what is called a joke.
I get it. Katie's Glam Squad.
I think I'm being really funny today. Actually.
Oh, I didn't... Your funniness wasn't...
I think I'm being loquacious as fuck.
Your funniness was not in question.
Okay. They head back to the Londoner.
Katie's Glam has traveled with her, and I guess glammed Jen as well. And Gina brings up a question to old Emily.
What's that?
Why is Jen getting glam when she's having all these money issues? The one thing I've learned about Jen is that she's going to glam and she's going to get poked and prodded, filled, nipped, tucked.
No matter what.
No matter what.
She has the thing about like, I think it's trashy to get paid for her.
This is 100.
But she's like, I see nothing wrong.
You know what? Here's the thing also, to just devil's advocate my own damn self. My era of being like broke or hard up for cash was thankfully in my early 30s when getting...
You didn't need it.
Maintenance and poked and prodded, facials, whatever, was not like a bigger priority. So I don't know what it's like to be like hard up and then also feel like, damn, I'm like a woman on a reality TV show. And like, if I go no Botox, no filler, no laser, no facelift, I'm going to be literal creep show.
You've worked hard for your right to poke and prod.
Yeah, I think everyone has to some extent, but I don't know. I don't know. It's a rock and a hard place.
I know what you're saying. I agree with you. I think it's
a tough thing, I think, for a lady in the spotlight to be like, I need this facelift to like feel good and do my job, and I don't have the money to pay for it. So I actually take back what I said.
Especially with this fan base.
I know. I take it back, and everyone should borrow as much money as you want, prioritize plastic surgery.
You had an opinion that you recanted.
I changed my mind.
That's okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You know? Mm-hmm. Everyone should be allowed to have space to change their fucking minds. And maybe Glam was sitting in the back of JetBlue.
I do think though with the Glam
was sitting in the cargo like this.
they put Glam in a pet carrier and they checked her underneath.
Him,
yeah,
put him under.
I do think though with the glam of it all,
you
can learn how to do your own makeup.
But it's like it feels soothing, I think, for them.
Yeah,
it makes them feel powerful.
That's something where I'm like, okay, like if you're gonna penny pinch a little bit, maybe cut the glam.
Yeah.
Keep the surgery, keep the needles, cut the glam.
You're worried about Dawson so much.
They go to the rooftop at the Londoner. The dinner host is sexy.
Yeah.
That waiter.
Yeah. Whew. This food looked good.
It did look good, but it was very tiny portions. I was concerned when they brought that like tiny plate of hamachi out. My own food anxiety got triggered, where I was like, there's not enough.
It was poo-poo platter galore.
There was smoking dishes.
They were exfoliated. I was like, I'm going to get a facial. So they go, they sit at dinner.
They bring up breast cancer.
Tamara goes, Gina! She goes, tell me about it, Gina. What was it? And Gina goes, I didn't have anything. It's all good. I'm all clean. And Tamara goes, oh, thank God. Thank God you're okay, Gina. And then Tamara, I think she and Heather arranged this and they're sweet. She goes, and what about you, Heather? You haven't said anything about your exam before. And then Heather goes, well, actually, nobody asked me about it.
Not one single person deigned to ask me about my mammogram results.
And Shannon goes, wait. She goes, Heather, wait. What do you mean? What? I would have asked. I thought everything was okay. We heard a whoop. We heard you say yay. And then it does cut back where you hear Heather loudly go, yay. And if I heard that from the waiting room of the mammogram station, I would have been like, okay, she's great. Here's the thing. While I think Heather was like seeking this out, I think I understand. Like I would think even if you heard that, I would be like, how did everything go?
Yeah.
I think like maybe that's just how things are done with my friends. Where like even if I want to get confirmation, are you good? Mm-hmm. So I do understand it is a little perplexing. But I think you're with three women that are...
You're with a bunch of bird brains. Like, they're really, like, shocked that they don't...
Shannon is not in a place to be asking people how they're doing.
No.
Shannon's in a place of me, which is, like, just what she's going through.
My life, 75,000.
Gina's in a place of, I'm just divorced. I live in a hacienda, and I just...
I lived in a hacienda, but then I lived in this other house, and Trav moved in, but I had to kick Trav out.
I'm dealing with some shit. And Jen is like
Gina's in a place of like, I'm desperately trying to get this man to break up with me and he will not do it no matter what should I do.
And Jen is like, my boyfriend is like being surveilled by the FBI allegedly. So like they're not.
And I have zero and my bank account says 20 cents in it.
It says, so these are not the women, this is not the Greek chorus that you're looking for.
No.
So Heather goes, oh, no one asked me. And then she and Tamara have a conversation in front of everyone, and it's very passive aggressive of Heather being like, you know, I might have to get Tamara's like, do you think you'll have to get a preventative double mastectomy? And she's like, maybe so.
She goes, you know, that's something that we have to cross that bridge when we come to it. And she goes, my cancer risk is 40% and normal is 11.
And Gina goes, that's high.
And
that's so
like,
high.
You literally just fudged these numbers. I know it's by 1, but an elephant never forgets. And it was 39% and normal was 12. So like, let's just be real in this moment.
Shannon goes, oh Heather, I'm sorry. I would have asked. I feel terrible. I'm sorry. Whoa.
Jen and Shannon apologize immediately. And then Katie says that she's going to Korea with her kids to meet her birth mother.
Well, Katie's like, I don't know my health history because like, I don't know if what my cancer risk is because I was adopted and my mom had me at 15, had me worked in a factory up until the day she gave birth to me. Like she basically gave birth to me in a factory and was 15 years old. And like, so I'm hoping that she'll want to talk about her genealogy or family history.
So we can get an estimated. I don't even know what my estimated risk is. No one told me that at the mammogram clinic.
Did your mom tell you?
It's the doctors.
Oh.
They estimate it. You like fill out paperwork and say your family history of cancers, right. And then they take all of that plus your like test results, right. And then they tell you like your estimated risk.
Yeah, you should.
I gotta follow up.
Yeah.
You can't get anything done in this world. Like you just think that they'd be like, okay, here's like everything you need to know.
Yeah.
And no one does that.
Why would they?
I don't know.
Why would they want to be helpful?
I saw a TikTok the other day where someone went to Turkey and I was like, here we go again. But they went to Turkey and with their boyfriend or husband and did a full head to toe body checkup.
Like a Prenuvo or whatever?
No, like tested every single element of their body,
wow.
Like every scan for like, I think it was like $600 total, or it was like crazy cheap. Like you get flown first class, you go stay in like I think you can choose where you stay. So they stayed in like a bougie hotel, did this thing that would have cost like 15 grand in the USA and like got all this info.
Was anything like of risk?
No, I think they were just chill.
Oof,
but I'm ready.
Go.
Like we should go to Turkey and get.
Well, I'm going to get my hair transplant.
Yeah.
And then I'll get a priority hair transplant, cancer scan, 4th.
You could get that all and then celebrate with a hair transplant.
I mean, I should.
Because if they need to take a mole off or something, you can just add it to the tally.
There's cancer in my family. So I need to like on both sides.
You should know your risk.
Yeah. And then
what a history Katie has.
I know. I'm like, I kind of want to see this go down.
Me too. I was really fascinated by this.
Shannon goes, wow, that's interesting. No, she didn't say this, but in my mind, she goes, that's interesting. Oh, the Belvedere. And then Heather goes, you know, Shannon, I'm a little upset with you. I found that your behavior was a little manipulative with me in Sonoma, and I feel lied to. And she goes, what do you mean?
They bring up Loan Gate and Jeff Lewis Gate, and I didn't really think about that gate.
Shannon goes, what did I say? That was a lie.
And Heather says she was manipulated and like it's weird. And I kind of convinced myself watching this that it was weird, but then now in retrospect, I'm like, who cares? It wasn't weird.
It's not that weird.
You're being a shit. You're being shitty, Heather.
I don't think Shannon was trying to be on the show. I think she was just trying to like save face a little.
I think Shannon doesn't really know where she is most of the time.
I think this is a woman on the brim. and you have to like, I think Heather needs to like show a little grace.
Yeah, she's not showing any shreds of grace. Shannon's melting down. She goes, this is a reality show trickling into my real life.
I was like, whoa.
That was
stunning.
That was Black Mirror.
Then they bring the poo-poo platters out and steam rises. These women are boiling. They are literally potatoes, all of them. And
there's like smoke in the air.
You can barely hear Shannon over the steam.
The sizzle.
She's going like this.
They're like waving.
Yeah. And then at one point, Tamara goes, of course, Tamara pipes up and she goes, you're not a victim, Shannon. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. You're not. She goes, and then the way Shannon hears it, she's going, you're not a victim. You're a victim. You're a victim.
And then Shannon goes, I'm just a fucking asshole, I guess. I'm going to go.
I'm going to bed. I'm going home. Home. It's downstairs.
Also, don't pull this shit.
But she's not going home. She's going to the bar to order a fucking...
She's absolutely not going home.
She's going to get tanked.
I do not like when people do this where they're like, then I'm leaving. I'm going home. Like, you're going to leave the vacation.
A threat.
She's threatening to go back to United States of America.
Oh, I thought she was saying I'm going to go to the room.
No, I'm going home.
On the trip you arranged?
Yeah. Fuck off.
But she doesn't. She goes down to saddle up at the bar.
Well, maybe the bar is home.
I think the bar is home, honey. She's going down to guzzle some vodka.
She goes, I am working on myself. I'm not a victim.
And then she heads to the elevators and Tamara starts talking about her and she comes back and she goes, wait till I'm at least gone to talk about me. And Tamara starts laughing at her because the way her lighting is, it's like this horrible blue lighting and she's through bars. And she goes, oh, you're laughing at me? And then Tamara goes, no, I'm laughing because you look like you're in jail.
She's about to be. You get her behind the wheel again.
I know.
She goes immediately to the bar and she goes, can I get a Diet Coke and Belvedere soda, please? Jen is like, I'm not getting paid enough. She goes, she stopped direct depositing like $50 every time she storms out. So I'm not following her.
Gina this time goes.
Gina.
And Gina heads down and she goes, oh, Sham, what's up? What's going on? And then it gets up to the topic of Alexis and Shannon goes, do you know, I have evidence. Well, maybe have evidence that Alexis Beador.
Alexis
Bellino.
She marries John. She changes her name to Alexis Beador.
Alexis Bellino. This isn't the first time she's been involved with a lawsuit against me. She was involved with the lawsuit with Jim Bellino when he sued Tamara and me for defamation.
And then she pulls up a text message.
And she did. Alexis in 2018.
She said, we will be suing you.
Yeah.
We have a lawyer.
So their smoking gun is there. Shannon always comes through with the receipts. And
she said she told Tamara this and sent her, and Tamara said, oh yeah, she would only text you because she didn't have my phone number at that time.
So it's interesting that Tamara's being so like cozy.
Tamara's a fucking snake. She will do anything to not talk about her and Eddie and what's really going on.
She lied.
Gina goes, you have bigger balls than Travis. And I was like, what? Don't do Travis like that. That's very insulting.
Big bald. Yeah, rude.
It's rude.
Why are you bringing Travis?
She's just trying to fuck Travis up. Like, she wants out.
She goes, oh, Shan, that's bad. That's bad.
That's bad. You have bigger balls than Travis. I can't do her accent. But you guys get the drift.
I like that they're in London. I want more.
You feeling cozy?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, will next week be the last week of the show? The finale?
I think there's 3 more episodes.
15?
I think it's 18.
And then reunion?
Oh. You think the finale will be in London?
I don't know.
I think they'll probably have 2 or 3 more.
Okay.
I pray.
Guys,
I hope you have a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to those who observe.
Happy All Saints to you freaks who observe that one. Happy Dia de los Muertos, which I've always wanted to experience.
Isn't that?
It's coming up.
Oh, I got confused.
It's in November.
Here's our gorgeous cult members.
One of the dolls.
Teddy the Schnauzer and Tony Mango's cult.
Alex Delisle.
Makeup Fresh.
Makeup Fresh, obviously.
Emily Vaughn.
Gina Sapienza.
Sarah Elizabeth from Boston.
Lucy from London.
Brooke Johansson.
Lilia Farrell.
Gerd Queen of Brooklyn.
Brittany Day Night Weiss.
Dealey from The Beaver Picture.
Jessica Hernandez.
Malzadov Laws.
Mary.
Katie Solon.
Mike Earhart.
Sharon Baum, Realtor.
Timothy Scheel.
Matthew Thomas.
Alzie Robinson.
Cheeseburger Bay.
Kathy West.
Kit Moore.
Hillary from Chicago.
Orlando.
Patron of the Farts.
David from Switzerland.
Nick Sedaris.
Mr. Brandon.
Emily.
Kim Lucas.
Drew from Toronto.
Katie the Sup Lawyer.
RJ.
Modern Counseling, McLean, Virginia.
Jeffrey Pradama.
Thank you.
Yay.